My wife called me a wage slave and left me for someone with money. Now he's in prison for being a scammer and she's trying to come back to me. I told her not keep that same energy because I'm up now. I, 47 male, got divorced from my first wife when I was 29. We had 2 kids and my folks loved them more than anything. My ex-wife wasn't happy with the lifestyle that I could provide. I wasn't making a lot of money, but we weren't in debt or anything. We had big cars and we had just put a down payment on our first home that we would own. Her boss was rich. He was 47, and he could provide luxuries that were out of my reach. She left me for him. I still had to pay child support, but I guess I was lucky that I didn't pay spousal support. I had to work and I couldn't get custody. I got visitation rights and my ex made it hard. The kids were young and she manipulated them. If I had planned to take them to a local resort for our summer vacation, she would take them to Disneyland the week before. I would always come up short. Eventually, the kids refused to spend time with me. It went to court and I basically had to accept that I couldn't force them to see me and my parents. I met my second wife at the dog park when I was 37 and she was 24. She had a son who was about the age my son was. My parents accepted him right away. He loves them. My wife is like a daughter to them. It is what I always wanted for a life. We have 2 more kids now, 8 and 5. My stepson is about to graduate next year, so a few years ago my dad sold his company. He is an engineer and he had some patents that ended up being worth a fair bit of money. Paid off my house. He also made educational funds for my 3 kids. He figured the older ones were done school and hadn't bothered to visit them in years, so they didn't need anything from him. Turns out that was wrong. My ex-wife married a scam artist. He was rich, but he wasn't rich enough for the lifestyle she wanted. So he stole from his clients and then he went to jail. My oldest kids are in a lot of debt. My ex is living with her parents. She recently tried to tell me that my parents needed to be fair with all their grandchildren. I told her it was their money to spend on the people they loved and who loved them back. She said that we were punishing her kids for her mistakes. I said that both of our kids were adults and hadn't made any effort to see me or my parents in over a decade. She said I'm being an asshole for not convincing my parents to help her kids. She wanted to do it on her own. Now she can't, and she is trying to guilt me and my parents into making up for lost time financially. She's calling me a deadbeat dad because I lost contact with my kids and never tried to have them back in my life. That's just not true. I went to court, hired lawyers, paid the fees, everything I could to fight to keep them in my life. But she won. She took them away and they chose their stepdad over me because he had more money than me. Now that their stepdad is in jail, all of his assets were seized and they're all broke. Now they want to come back to me and play the daddy card. The emotional manipulation is so evil. I know they are my kids, but I fought for them and they chose money over their father. I do not feel obligated to support them or give them handouts in any way, but I feel like a part of me is failing as a father. Am I an asshole for not helping them out financially?